What's up? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this beautifully honest reaction.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, feel so.
What's up, guys? So listen, let's go ahead and get into it because during a recent podcast conversation, former First Lady Michelle Obama, who is I say, just living in her I don't give a F era because she's just living life as she feels. And I ain't mad at her, okay? So she was asked about sports commentary and public debates, and her response was watching Stephen A. Smith and watching ESPN, it's drama. And she said that Stephen A. Smith could definitely be a housewife. So the translation is definitely over the top, dramatic, and more performance than substance. And some took it as lighthearted critique, but some saw it as a deeper commentary on, Stephen A. Smith and even black male media figures like him. We all know about Shannon Sharp, Club Shay Shay, the Nightcap podcast, and honestly, a whole lot of these podcasts these days where it's just a lot of guys yelling at each other and gossiping. Okay. And they're saying that when it comes to these egos and the guys yelling at each other, it's performative masculinity. So let's just share what she had to say about Stephen A. Smith because I found it very ironic, but honestly, I definitely found it truthful. So let's just hear what she had to say about him.
Where I want to educate my brother and even my husband who will be listening. Culture is king.
Yeah,
Culture is king. The truth is like they razz me about my love of reality TV and the Real Housewives. I watch it all.
You watch it all?
All of it. They think that sports is better reality TV. I was like, it's the same thing. There's drama in sports.
There's so much drama.
Yeah, that's right.
If I listen to ESPN for an hour, it's like watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's the same drama and they're yelling at each other and they don't get along. Stephen A. Smith, he's just like every other
he'd
talk
be a
show
great
host.
Real Housewife.
He would be.
Right.
It would be amazing.
So that's why I'm like, what's the difference? It's just, it's just sociological drama. I mean, the fact that people over seasons of working together still can't get along.
Right.
They still have the same arguments, and it's not just women, but this happens in sports too.
Right.
I find it fascinating.
It is.
Where I want to educate.
So where was the lie? Where was the lie? 100% agree. I don't watch sports, but I've definitely, seen some of the ESPN stuff when my husband has watched it. But it's definitely drama. And the only reason why I know about Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp from some years ago is because of their loud mouth yelling and honestly acting like they are on an episode of The Housewives. They may be sitting behind a desk and talking about sports figures and being paid a whole lot of money to do it. Well, maybe not Shannon Sharp anymore, but you get what I mean. It's no different. So you're not meeting up in restaurants and throwing, plates and tables and, like Kate Michelle said, shaking the table, but you might as well be. So Stephen A. Smith, of course, in true fashion, he had to respond. So let's hear what he had to say.
I respectfully disagreed and still remain pretty salty about what you said about us. And I feel even more adamant about what your husband, Barack Obama, said when he talked to those men in Pittsburgh and implied that to not vote for Kamala is because we're engaging in some sort of misogyny.
And he did not lie. But shut up, because this is his way of tiptoeing his toes into politics, guys. Watch, mark my words. He's trying it. He really is trying it. And he really believes he thinks more highly of himself than he ought to think, and he really believes that people want him to run for office. This dude is a straight up fool, but let's just go ahead and continue.
There are issues that matter to every American citizen. And to sort of blackmail us emotionally into trying to compel us to vote one way or another is part of what won Trump the election.
Nigga, shut up. Listen, this she did not lie, and Barack Obama did not lie. And that is the problem, especially with African American people, whatever they want to call themselves. You want to call yourself black, you want to call yourself ADOS, you want to call yourself FBA. I don't subscribe to that FBA bullcrap, but I'm saying whatever you want to call yourself, it is the truth. And that is the hard part about it, because a lot of these people, they really cannot handle the truth, and they take offense to it when you tell them these things that are truthful. So you either vote against your best personal interest or you don't vote at all. So unfortunately, they took offense to what Barack Obama said, because it is deep rooted, embedded, not just in black men, but men altogether. You don't vote for a woman. You have to have a man as a leader and a man as the head. But a lot of these men who think that way, they're extremely misogynistic. They do not take care of their families, if they have one, or if they created human beings that are alive in this world, they don't have a family. And they want to be able to do whatever they want to do, live life wild and crazy like Shannon Sharp, and then you wind up having to pay the price for it because you don't have any real discipline. A lot of those men are the types that did not see themselves voting for a woman. So Barack Obama didn't lie about that. And this fool, and listen, it would not surprise me if he voted for Donald Trump every election, the last 3 elections, okay? Because he's narcissistic, just like Don 45/47 is. Like I said, I try not to say his name over here. So you're making a conversation that Michelle Obama had on a podcast about the housewives, and pretty much just talking about how people criticize her and her family for watching the housewives, but the men that watch ESPN, it's really not that much different, because it's the drama there in those conversations as well, as what she was trying to say, and he's trying to spin it into making it something political. But let's continue.
Because that side of the aisle was able to look at the left and say, look at what they'll do to win. And y'all talking about him like he's worse. And in a lot of y'all eyes, he is worse. I respect.
He is worse. Anyway, that was it for that clip. I'm not even going to try to find more of it to play anymore. But yeah, Claudia Jordan said, and just like that, he proved her point. Match point, Michelle. Somebody else said, so he decided to prove her point. Somebody else said, give him a peach. Stephen, girl, please be quiet. Don't come from Michelle Obama, and he sounds like a damn clown. He totally missed the point while making her point. And why does he feel like he needed to say any damn thing? Sometimes it's best to just shut the hell up, because he cannot keep his mouth closed. Michelle Obama was correct, and Stephen A. Smith voted for Trump. Exactly. And that's what I just said. And I didn't read any of these comments before I scrolled down here. What I said off of the cuff is what was on my mind, and I said it how I felt, and I just wanted to share some other people's viewpoints. But yeah, he is a clown, and this is, like I said, his way of trying to tiptoe his crusty, ashy feet into politics, because he's been making insinuations about that before, claiming all these people are just asking him to run for office as an independent. Just shut up and sit down. Or, do like that host on Fox News, whatever her name is. I think her name is Laura Ingraham. Like she told LeBron James years ago, shut up and dribble. Now, he may not be a basketball player, and I saw clips of him trying, and he was terrible at it. So I'll just say, just shut up and gossip. Like, leave your crusty, ashy feet out of politics because you don't even get the point from a conversation that Michelle Obama was having about reality TV versus sports commentary. And I just am this dude gets on my freaking nerves. And he's shady. He's 100% shady because if Chad Ochocinco comes on First Take, let me tell you something. This dude don't care about nobody but himself, and that's what makes him exactly like 45/47. But yeah, Michelle Obama was right. She didn't say one lie, and it wasn't even offensive. But this fool took offense to it because he cannot just understand a simple conversation that she was having about reality TV. He took that as her saying the dude wears panties and he's a whole girl, like some people were calling him in the comments that I just read. But Michelle Obama didn't say anything like that. But yeah, he's a whole clown and he gets on my freaking nerves. But I want to know what you guys think. So let me know your thoughts in the comment. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.